Hello, good afternoon. Well, I just wanted to pop in today because I'm out exploring. It rained and rained and rained for like the last several days, and we've got, I don't know, my guess is 10 to 12 inches of rain, probably at least. I don't know, my gorilla cart kept filling up. So we've got a lot of rain. So I came down here to our property right down the street from Junk to Gems, and I wanted to assess some water flow and where things might be pooling up or whatnot. So right behind me you see the area that we're gonna clear for our RV to park at permanently. So it was cleared out by a dozer a little bit a few months ago, and it's getting overgrown a little bit, but we're also gonna extend it and expand it about 20 feet on each side or so. So we are going to take a little tour here. Excuse me, I have a spider web that is going nuts all over me here. I walked through it through the trees. Spider's probably on me somewhere, spinning his little webs, but it's stringing me along here. So let's go take a look and see what we got going on behind me here, and just take a look around at the roads. And I don't know if we're going to be able to get back in there and see the creek or not, but we'll see. So let's go along. All right, so we're spun around now. So this area here is where our RV is going to be parked, but it needs to be at least 20 feet wider on each side and probably 20 feet deeper into there. But it's about the width. I'd say it's probably about, it's pretty close to the width of what our camper is long. So if we were to park our camper long ways here, it would pretty much cover left to right here. Our camper is 37 feet, and my guess is at the most this is probably 50 at the most. So we're going to want to extend this a little bit. But we are not cutting down that big beautiful oak tree that's going to be at our entrance. We are going to pull the vines down from it and make sure it's nice and healthy, but there's a couple dead trees in here we're going to have to cut down and clean this up. But it really doesn't look too bad right here. Where the dozer came in and cleared a bunch of it, it gave us a really great starting point. So it's not going to take a whole lot of work to get this area ready. Get it flattened out. I mean, it's relatively flat. You can kind of see maybe that in the, what would be the top right corner of the screen there, it goes down a little bit. So, and that's pretty much where we're going to want to put our RV. So we're going to want to kind of flatten it out a little bit or build it up on that end so that the RV's on a higher ground. But there is a little path here where that's like the side of the road, and you can see that there is some standing water that is in the ditch that was from the last several days, but it honestly isn't as bad as I expected it to be. I thought that the road would be completely covered in water because it's been raining so much, but I mean, as you can see, there's some puddles going that way, and then I'll slowly spin you around here, and you can see the water in the running along the ditch there, and it kind of dries up right in here. And then as we spin around to this side of the road, you can see there's some more puddles, but it's to be expected. It's a dirt road and we got a ton of rain, so, but it's really going to look amazing out here once we get down here and get working, which is going to be soon, because in the winter time is going to be the best time to clear all this, and we are going to need to get some gravel in here so that we can put a nice base down for our camper to sit on. Okay, let's go take a walk down the road here. I do got my muck boots on, but they're old and they've got a few holes in them, so I can't really go through a lot of deep water, otherwise my feet are gonna get cold and wet. So let's go check out what the access road looks like down here. Whew, that was a little soft in that spot. Took me for a little sink there. kind of a long ways, a long walk down here. I need to get me a golf cart or a e-bike. I need something where I can carry stuff around with me. So I like those e-bikes that come with those little pet wagons. I could bring the cat or dog down here with me, or some tools or a battery or something. But we'll work on it. Right now, that's our property on this side over here. And there's a ton of trees and debris from where they came in and made this access road. So this road was not here before. This goes in between our property and the people south of us. And this is so that the people that live west of us and the people that live southwest of us have a way to get to their property. So I need to come down and verify our corners and whatnot and mark everything, because this used to be hunting land over here that was leased out, and it's now sold to private owners that are all going to be building. So they shouldn't be back here anymore. I haven't noticed anybody down here, but on our property anyways. But we don't want to take any chances. We'd rather make sure it be known that it's private property now. So it is hunting season, so. But look, this road's really not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And there's a bunch of corn there. So I'm sure some hunter set that out there. There's probably trail cams around here somewhere. Yeah, there's one right there. So you can see the deer prints down in there. My guess is there's a deer stand around here somewhere. I don't see it, but doesn't mean it's not here. So hopefully they hear me. Not the deer, but the hunters. I really wanted to get back in there and see if the creek had water in it, but I'm not so sure that's a good idea to go trampling in through the woods here by myself. If I get hurt or something, wouldn't be a good idea. I don't hear any water flowing though. I was hoping maybe I could get close enough to see it here, but I don't think that's going to happen. Last time we had to climb over these logs right here to get back in there to see it. You can see there's some down trees and stuff down in there. I hear something over there. That's the neighbor's property. Probably a deer or something. I do see some smoke back here, so somebody's got a campfire or something, or a wood stove going. But yeah, there's some down trees and stuff, so I'm not so sure if it's safe to go trampling through here by myself. But I just kind of want to take a look at things. And the creek is right there, but can't really see if there's any water in it. There is some water in the road right there, but it's pretty clear back in there, so just a couple of little spots where there's puddles. Some spots it's pretty soft, but most of it's pretty compacted and pretty easy to walk on, so. Well, I'm impressed. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So, that's good. So, we're looking, facing our property here, so you can see kind of what we've got ahead of us. It's kind of hard to tell in the picture on camera, but there's a nice little ravine that the creek is at the bottom of that runs along this south edge, which is pretty cool. Where there's a waterway. It's pretty deep too. It's like 4 feet, 3 feet in most places, so I'm not too concerned with it. But we're also going to be putting a pond down here, a holding pond, somewhere off the creek here. But we're going uphill at a pretty good elevation. So water's going to run back that way in the southwest corner of our property. But it's pretty dense, so we got a lot of work to do. It'll be much easier to do in the winter time though, when all the leaves have fallen and the weeds have died, and it'll make it so much easier to clean up. We really need to get a sawmill. That would be quite handy to be able to mill our own wood. So we'll have to look into that eventually. Right now we got other priorities to deal with first, like getting on our property and finishing winterizing so that we're nice and warm. Which, if you saw the last video we did on those Dubu heated jackets, oh, this thing is what they call a game changer. I know some people don't like it when you use that term, but it's exactly what it is. Don't matter if it's rain or snow or cold, we can go outside and feel comfortable. So we're just going to take a walk down the road here and head back to Gary and Mary's. And we'll have to take the scenic walk path here, because the driveway that we're parked at has a pretty good ditch of water. And if my shoes didn't, or my boots didn't have holes in them, I could walk right through it, but oh, they've been used for a few years now. So, time to get some new boots, because we need some that were made for walking, because it's a long walk here. Okay, we gotta choose a path here. The good thing about this muddy road area here, or puddly road, is that it's nice and compact underneath. So when we were in Arizona, it was a lot of clay, and it was so slippery and clumpy that there's no way I could walk down the road after this much rain. Your boots would be filled with several pounds of clay by now, and my boots have nothing on the bottom of them. I mean, they're dirty obviously, but there's no mud clumped up on them or nothing. It's about Probably about 5 p.m. right now. So the sun is setting. Let's take a look back. There's a lot of widowmaker trees right here in these lots. These are these open fields here that just have a bunch of weeds. Those are all owned by a lumber company. So they get farmed. I don't know if you can see really this left ditch. It has just a little bit of water in it. Looks like most of it comes onto the right side on this part of the road. I mean, I expected it to be overflowing and whatnot, but it's really not. It's soaked in nicely. Right back in that corner back there, it's kind of hard to tell, but that's where our property starts. The northeast corner, and then it goes along that tree line back there, and it goes all the way back till about right back there where that access road starts. That's where it ends. That's the southeast corner. So all that over there, the tree line that's behind this clearing of weeds, that's our property over there. So, and eventually, like the RV parking area that we started at, that's where the RV is going to be permanently parked. And eventually, once we get our house built, we're going to keep that there for visitors. And we hope to work on some remodeling and pull the carpet out and put some flooring in and some non-carpet flooring, and paint it and brighten it up in there and get rid of the old curtains and valances and kind of modernize it just a little bit. It's got a good base structure, but it's dark in there and it just needs a good bright uplifting. So right here, let me turn you around slow. Sorry, I gotta work on this turning you around slow. Down there is our road comes in down there somewhere. But Gary and Mary's property is right up there to the left. So our camper's up there. So if we come down the road from Gary and Mary's, and instead of taking the corner where we turn here, instead of going on that corner and going around to the RV spot, we want to take this spot right here and make a driveway right along the edge of this tree line here, right back to the back corner there where our property starts. And then right back in there is where we want to put our house, so that we have a view of these great mountains over here. But it does cross the road in the ditch here, which is clearly going to have water in it, which means we are going to have to either build a culvert system for water to pass through or buy a culvert. And yes, I know they're not cheap, they're a lot of money, so it's clearly not something we're going to do right away, but it's something that we're going to have to do eventually, because this is where we want our driveway coming in at. So if not, you know, we're gonna end up taking it from the RV area and right inside where that entrance is, and we'll leave some trees along the tree edge for privacy, but maybe 10 or 20 feet inside the tree line we'll build a driveway that goes up to the northeast corner anyways, because what I really want to do is put a road all the way around the whole 10 acres, a driveway. And on the south edge, the road would run along the north side of the creek area. so that we could drive around the entire property. My hope is that one day all of our kids will want to have a camper or a tiny home or a big home, you know, some kind of home, whatever they decide, that they will, you know, have a little place to call their own there, that they can either permanently live at or just when they're visiting, or if times get tough, or, you know, whatever the means may be. I'd like to have their own little places here. It's a plenty big property, and our plans really only cover about 6 acres, you know, including all the animals and things that we're gonna have eventually. But it still leaves almost 2 acres for every kid to have their own little lot, and plenty of room for them to have their own really big spacious yard, but have a community dining area in the center where it's easily accessible by everyone, and we can meet to have breakfast or grill out or have birthday parties or holiday celebrations or whatever it may be. You know, a place to have a gathering at, visitors and family, and it's always nice to have a nice comfortable area for everybody to gather at. So this area here, this is a like a low spot creek area kinda on Junk to Gems property here. You can actually probably see the red line there. That is the marker for Junk to Gems property. And then this tree line from that side of the red until the corner where ours is down there, that is somebody else's property. So there's one person that owns the land in between Junk to Gems and ours. But this is a little area here where most of the water is collected at. And after that much rain, I'm just glad that the road's relatively clear. So there's our camper down there. So normally I would just go up here and walk through, but like I said, my boots have holes in them, and I really don't feel like falling in that or getting my feet soaked. So we're gonna walk around, and we're gonna go up here to Junk to Gems driveway, the driveway that they use. That's still their driveway, but it's the what I call the second one, and then they have a third one. But we're gonna walk up here to their driveway because theirs is much drier, and I'll just walk through the yard to go back. All right, well, that's gonna be it for today. We can't get a whole lot of work done since it's all raining and super wet and icky out right now. So, and Sean's back at work, so we gotta wait for him to have his next day off to do one of the big projects. So I'm gonna be working on a few little things here, but I just wanted to go down and check out the holding water and see what the road looked like, see what our property looked like. So I'm glad you could come along for the walk, even though I'm out of breath. It's a long walk. And this jacket is keeping me really warm, so yeah. So you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching, and thanks for all our members. I see you. I really appreciate everything that you guys say in the comments. You're very kind, and everybody showing all their love and support. You know, we can't thank you enough. Our family is so appreciative, and we just are really glad that you're here to join us on our journey and that we can share it with you. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon.